What's going on, peeps? It's Wrath here, hanging out today, playing some Idle Heroes. I want to thank you guys so much for coming to hang out with me today. If you liked the video, don't forget, smash that thumbs up button to show your support, and if you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe as well. Alright guys, we're here today on the mini account to talk about the new events. Before we jump into that though, we have a new patron on the channel. Now, he was a patron like 3 days ago, but I didn't make any videos the last couple of days, so obviously it didn't get brought up in a video, so we're going to do it today. Today's patron, 99.2% sure I'm going to get this last name wrong. I'm pretty confident in the first name. We've got Joshua Wujaya? I don't know. I'm 100% sure that last name is terribly wrong. I'm way too English for it, so I'm sorry if I got your name wrong, but I definitely do appreciate your support for the channel. It does mean a lot to me. If you guys want to know more about it, it's always in the description. You can check it out if you want to. I don't like to advertise it too much, but I've got to, you got to let the patrons know that you appreciate, right? So I definitely appreciate your support for the channel. It means a lot to me. With that said, we've got some stuff to do today. So we're going to talk about the new events, the new hero, and such like that. To kind of kick things off, we'll just talk about the regular stuff first, just the normal cool events. Then we'll jump into the mystery events later, because I guess they're a little bit more tedious, but not really. Anyways, as normal, you got your value packages for a heroic summon event, which this one is. Everything's the same cost-wise, except for these over here. You're going to get these, which are Foo, and some confession roses. Now, the roses are, I would say, much less premium. You get those from auto battle drops and whatnot, so they're pretty common. The Foo, however, is like a premium event-only currency. The only ways to get this is either buying them through here or through the heroic summon event itself, and I think there's one other offer for them in the game. However, they don't drop in the campaign, so these are like more premium, and they get some of the special stuff in the event, but they're pretty much just for spenders. I'll be honest about it. These aren't super important for a free-to-play player because you're not going to get many of them as a free-to-play player. Just going to be how it is. But that's kind of the value packages. Nothing super-duper special here about that. But there's the new hero, Glimpse. Hot. You get some gear if you pull her out of the event. Not a bad deal. But as always, the event, it's pretty much the same as it usually is, of course, with some extra stuff tacked on. The regular rewards are still the same, so all the way up to 300 points, you're going to get your 20 orbs. If you get to just 200 points, you're going to get your 30 extra heroic summons. But at 300, you still get these soul symbols. It's really not that hard to get multiple runs of 300 summons throughout the course of it, maybe not just a few months, but I would say every other event, you should be able to get 300 scrolls. It's not that bad to get them. I would say that's definitely a doable thing. But these are going to be used for your conversions and your regressions, which isn't a huge deal for free-to-play players because you're probably going to be building enough units to 10-star plus in a fast manner to actually need a bunch of these. I have like 20 backlogged anyway, but that's just, what I'm saying. 300 points, that's what you're going to get, and a bunch of this stuff. Obviously, once you get to 400, that's where the hero pops in. So you get your new copy of Aida. We'll talk about her in a little bit. But you also, at 500 points, are going to get the relics. Now, like I said, unlike other summon events, you've got some extra special currencies here. In this case, I believe over the course of the entire summon, 500 points, you get 1,200 Chinese knots and a total of 50 Foo. So each event completion gives you 50 Foos, which will be kind of important to know later. And then the hero exchange, the altar events going on right now. We've got Amuvor and Horus in the shop. Two really good heroes in my opinion. Both are pretty strong for their factions, so nothing really bad about that. We can go check them out real quick. Boop, boop. 6,500 for Amuvor. That's actually pretty reasonable for dark heroes. 6,000 for Horus, which is a pretty high cost. But Horus is pretty good. I like my Horus. So there you go. Those are the two heroes on offer. I've already altered everything off. It was regular 3 stars in preparation to do my heroic summons on this account. We're not going to do that today. Don't worry about it. But now we're into the mystery event. This is where some people were kind of confused, like what's going on, because there's a lot here, really, I guess, kind of, but not really at the same time. Essentially, through normal gameplay days, you're going to get these little bags, whatever they're called. Blessing bags? I don't know what they're called. We'll look for them. Blessing bags. I was right. Hey, look at that. But essentially, using a blessing bag is going to give you a hero affection point and an event point. Now, you get a chance for every time you do one of these little deals, a 20% chance that it'll be like a double up. So you get 2 points for the affection and 2 bonus points down here, which are going to unlock your chests. But essentially, depending on which hero you pick to invest bags in, you're going to get different rewards. Shia takes the most bags to get an affection point with. Once you unlock the affection point, you're going to get these prizes. So you're going to get 3 heroic summons guaranteed, plus either a profit orb or 10 orange artifact shards. Over here on Emily, you're going to get 2 heroic summons and either 10 elite hero shards or 7 orange artifact shards, but it only takes 70 points to attain her affection point. And then Lutz here is the old cheap one. He's at 50. He gives you 1 heroic summon and either a super chip or 20 regular 5-star shards. So honestly, I would say almost everyone should start with Shia or Emily. There's no reason to do Lutz unless you absolutely have to, because these ones are going to give you the better rewards anyways. So that's just kind of where I'm going. I'm going for Shia first because she drops the most stuff, and she also has a chance to drop profit orbs, which I want. I'd rather have orbs in this case than elite 5-star shards, plus I have a chance of getting more orange artifact shards and the extra heroic summon. So I'm going Shia on my bags. Once you have bags, I have 29 right now, you can just click them, boop, and it gives you +1 sometimes. If you get like a special one, we'll go until we get a special one. We'll have to get at least 1, right? +1s. There we go, +2. So like I said, every now and again, you're going to get like a double point, which is nice. It makes it a little easier to level them up, but that's how you're going to do that. It's pretty simple. Just click, and they go. Easy, stress-free stuff. But you can also buy these bags with gems, and I'm pretty sure you're probably going to have to if you want to get the Big Daddy reward, which we'll talk about in a second. But they're 10 gems each, so it's 600 bags. It's going to cost you 6,000 gems. I'm not going to buy them yet because I want to see how far I can get on my own, and then I'll buy whatever I'm missing at the end, probably, unless I get like really close and I just want to have it happen early, I guess. But your points down here are also going to give you extra rewards. So when you get to 150 fed, you get 888 gems. This will be easy to do for every single player in the game. There's no excuse for not getting this. It will be incredibly easy to get, trust me. But 888 gems pretty much for free. Not bad. At 400 points, you're going to get a Shadow Faction hero and a new avatar, which, I don't know, I'm not super into the avatar, but it's an avatar, so take it. Completionist. At 700 points, you're going to get a Fortress hero and starting to get some relics. I'm not exactly sure when the free-to-play limits are going to end because, like I said, no one really knows right now. It'd just be guesswork at best. I would say there's no question in my mind over the course of 2 weeks, which all these events are 2 weeks long, that you can get to 400 points. Really no sweat. It shouldn't be difficult for you. 700 probably. Again, this is all speculation. I would say probably going 1,000 plus would be a little harder. I'm not going to say it's impossible because I have no idea. Anyways, when you get to 1,000, you get a Forest hero, 5 more relics at 1,300. You get the Abyss hero and 10 relics. And when you get to the Big Daddy reward, you get an Aspen and 20 relics. So I'm assuming this is not going to be free-to-play friendly. At least the last reward definitely probably won't be. Usually they don't give you dark heroes away for free. But it gives you, I believe, a total of 40. Yes, 40 relics, plus if you get them all, you get a hero from each faction, and, well, I guess not light faction, but you're going to get the Aspen reward, which is a big deal for me because I'm building Aspen. I only need 2 more Aspens to E3 him. This is one of those Aspens, so hopefully we'll get it, and we'll be able to make him E3, and it'll be a great time. With that said, that's pretty much all you need to know out of this screen. There you go. Moving down to the actual, this is like the event item shop for our normal events where you get to spend your currency. There's 3 currencies through the event: the Chinese knots, the Fu, and the roses. We've already talked a little bit about each of them. The Chinese knots, you can click this button up here, boop. The Chinese knots come from the auto battle, summon prizes in the New Year chest. Fu sources, summon prizes, New Year chest, and value package. They don't drop from auto battles, like I said, so they're the more premium currency. And then the roses drop from the auto battle, New Year's chest, and the value packages. So there you go. With that said, there's a few things here that you can buy over and 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 over again if you want to. That's a heroic scroll, a profit orb, or 10 elite shards. Is it worth it? The orbs for a free-to-play player, yes. If you do manage to get some of these Fu, since you're not going to be able to use them anywhere else because the only other places you're going to use them are down here on either Aida's skin, which you're probably not going for, Aida herself, or the Kiss of Ghost artifact, they're very expensive. You know, just to keep things normal for you, you have to do 3 completions in the event and buy one of these chests we'll talk about in a second to get the Aida copy for free. Otherwise, if you're just doing like 1 completion, like I'm probably going to do 1 completion, I might have to do 2 just because. But if I'm just doing 1 completion, it tops I'm getting like 100 Fu. So I'm going to have to get 88 more somewhere, which is generally going to be your value packages and stuff like that. It is kind of expensive, but it's the new hero. Of course, they're going to do that. But if you're a free-to-play player, you're probably going to stick in this area, either picking up, I would say probably going to pick up heroic scrolls and the prophet orbs with whatever Chinese knots and food that you get. These aren't really a fantastic deal in my opinion. I mean, like, they're not bad, but you'd have to spend 5,000 Chinese knots to get one elite hero, which, I mean, it's not bad, but for 5,000 Chinese knots, you'll get like 40 heroic summons, right? Yeah, nearly 40 heroic summons, so you gotta weigh which one you'd rather have, kinda. I would say that the heroic summon's probably a better deal, at least in my opinion. And obviously, the foo, if you're gonna be free to play, this is where you're gonna spend any foo you get, is getting prophet orbs. No reason not to. Other than that, Flame Strike at 1,600, is it worth it? If you really want it to be, I guess it can be. I would still say I would rather go back and get event-based currencies than to just pick up one hero. That's just my view on it. Of course, like I said, we already talked about this. The skin, 88 foo, going to be a thing. If you want to get the hero from the event, you got to have 3,666 Chinese knots, which I assume is going to take a decent amount of time to get, plus 188 foo, which unless you've already got a bunch of heroic scrolls backstashed, you're going to have to spend money to get. It's just how it is. Like I said, they're not going to give away the new hero for free. It's just a bad business model. I understand that. And then down here, the Kiss of Ghost is incredibly more expensive than even the new hero, which I find a little bit strange. Is it a good artifact? Sure. It gives you 100% armor break, attack, and HP on one of your units. So it's cuts directly through armor, which is not bad. But it's going to be very, very expensive to get in the foo area, which means even if you do all 4 completions of the event, you're only going to have 200 foo. You have to buy the 50 from the actual chest we'll get to in a second, and then you still have to spend some more money to get this artifact, which is, in my opinion, way excessive. It's a little bit ridiculous, but hey, it's the devs' games, how they're going to run it. If I get anywhere near Aida, that's what I'm shooting for, is the Aida copy. I don't really care to get the Kiss of Ghost for that kind of money. It's just a ridiculous amount, so I'll skip on that. Moving down here, we've got the rose section of the event items, and here's the thing. This right here is a bad deal. No matter how you slice it, it's just not a good deal. I don't know how many roses we're going to get over the course of the event for free. I have no idea, so I can't speculate as how much you will get. But at a 100, pretty much 100 roses per deal, it takes 5,000 roses to make one elite hero, or 2,500 roses to get half of an elite 5-star, which some people might say, I have 25 shards, isn't that what I should do? I would say no, it is not what you should do, because if you scroll down just a hair, there's a full-on elite 5-star hero for 2,000 roses. Do not waste your time spending on this one shard right here. It's an absolute joke. It'd have to be at least 2 shards per spin to even be mildly worth it. It's a really bad deal. I wouldn't use that in any situation. Moving down, though, you've got some super chips for 300. Again, super chips, you can buy them over and over again. There's no limit on how many you can get, so that's kind of nice. But they're also not used in any events yet, at least none that recur, like at a normal time frame. I wish they would have a super casino deal or super wishing coin event. Why not? You know, there's no reason not to. But anyways, you can buy a bunch of those. Down here, you can get 10 heroic summons for 600 roses. I would say that's probably one of your first purchases if you're going to be free to play, because it's going to be cheap enough you can probably get it. Or you can save up and buy the elite 5-star. Either one's a good deal. You probably ought to shoot for the elite 5-star first, because 10 heroic summons probably won't get you much. I mean, you could get lucky, but odds are you're not going to get super lucky. So I would say this is probably the first purchase you should buy, and then follow it up with this if you're free to play. That's how I would run it. You also get a new skin here for Queen. It looks a little bit weird, like really weird. It looks really strange. Like, it kind of freaks me out a little bit. So definitely not one that I'm going for. But if you're into that kind of stuff, all you peeps. And as you move down, you've got the bigger, I guess, packages. In this case, we've got Cthulhu and Cthulhu's new skin, which is also a little strange. Like, he's got a little scepter with a hand that's holding a drink. I don't understand. I don't get it, but it's a thing. So if that's what you're into, hit it up. It's your deal. I'm not really into it. I've already got enough to E3 a Cthulhu, and then a little bit more, actually, even after that. So I don't really care for this. It does give you some relics, but 3,000 roses, it's up there. I don't know how many, like I said, no idea how many for free we're going to get, so I can't say where you're going to end up. But what I'm going to be shooting for is the 4,000 roses down here for the Withered Armor. Really solid artifact. It's kind of like the Runes Power, but for Shadow Faction units. Since I have Horus, it could come in handy in certain areas where I just want them to survive and block more instead of having just raw damage. So Withered Armor seems like a pretty powerful deal. Plus, it comes with 20 relics. So that's kind of where I'm shooting for straight up, is to get 4,000. We'll see if that happens. I don't know. But there's kind of the rundown of these deals. And now I move down one more time. And this is going to be the New Year's chests. These are like the special deals. Now, I would say, straight up, if you're free to play, these first 3 offers are fantastic deals. Arguably, this is probably one of the more important ones, the Prophet Orb one, and the Heroic Summon. Super Chip's just kind of nice, but they also give you these little special blessing bags for the event, so they're kind of handy too. They're all good offers. They're all at drastically reduced prices compared to what they actually cost in the market, so it's a good deal. But the last 2, if you're going to be free to play, are kind of where it gets Okay, 50 Fu, if you're free to play, is going to get you like, what, 3 Prophet Orbs or 1,500 gems worth of orbs, which isn't bad, but it does mean you get a Shia for essentially like 1,000 gems, which is a fantastic deal if you're building Shia. If you're not going to build Shia, it's not necessarily worth it, I would say. It's just kind of one of those deals like, It's a lot of gems to dump for a free-to-play player. There's no arguing that. It's a lot. So if you're not building Shia, the Fu here is not going to be worth enough, in my opinion, to warrant the cost of the package. Now, if you are building Shia, she is a fantastic unit. I have an E3, and I love her. This is a fantastic deal. I mean, when's the last time you saw an Elite Hero on offer for like 2,600 gems? You just don't see it. Even the normal Mysterious Chest event runs their Elite Hero at 4,000 gems. So it's quite expensive, and you don't get anything. Well, I guess you get some dust or whatever. But yeah. But for spenders, you're going to want this Fu. If you're going for that Aida copy, you're going to need it. So it's kind of one of those things, like, depending on what camp you're in, if you're going to spend some money on the event, this Fu is going to be very much worth it. If you're building Shia, again, this package is already hands down worth it. But another thing that's kind of not worth it is right here. 2,000 gems, essentially, give or take a little bit. Like I said, I'm not going to like actually math out all these weird numbers. It'd just be annoying. Just quick math. It's like 10,000 total gems to buy everything. 10,000 total, which is a lot, don't get me wrong. But if you skip these last 2 packages, you're going to save like, what, 4,500 gems-ish? 4,000? I don't know, like it's up there at 4,000 something. So it's like 6,000 gems to buy everything in this area, and it's absolutely worth it. Very, very good stuff. But in this case, for the 2,000 gems, essentially 1,800 whatever, you get a new skin for Scary, which does look kind of cool. I'm actually kind of down with it. It's all right. But you get 1,000 Chinese knots. Now, the knots, they do buy you some stuff, as we've looked at, but they don't necessarily buy you a lot. You would get, what, like 7 or 8 heroic summons for that? Is that worth 2,000 gems? Not in my opinion, because you can buy 8 in the market for 1,000. So, one of those deals that it's not like a fantastic deal, and if I really need the Chinese knots to get my Aida, which I may because I need 3,600 of them, then I might pick it up just for that reason. If I don't need any extra knots, I'm just going to let this one go probably because it's just not that important to me. But anyways, I guess we can just go ahead and buy these. Essentially, we'll just go ahead and math it out for you really quick. Like, at around 400, I'm estimating here because it's easier for me. It's about 1,200 gems to buy all 3 of these packs, which is going to give you 15 scrolls and 60 of these little blessing bags. Just the scrolls alone at 15 scrolls for 1,200 gems is less than 100 gems per scroll, which is the best deal in the game, including Mysterious Chest event. This is actually even better than that. So we're going to go ahead and buy all these because there's no reason not to. I'm going to get them anyways. Moving down, you've got the Super Chips, which in the market, 2 Super Chips is 500 gems. You're getting double that and a half, so at 1,250, I guess, gems worth of Super Chips, you're getting it for like half the cost. Nearly 700, so it's definitely not bad. Plus, you're getting 40 of these blessing bags along with it. We're going to go ahead and snag those out too, because, like I said, it's a great deal, and I've got the gems. I'm not going to waste it. Over here, again, Prophet Orbs. 2 Prophet Orbs cost you 1,000 gems. In this case, you're getting 5 of those, so you're getting 2,500 orbs worth of gems for 1,000. So it's less than half the cost. Again, cheapest deal in the game. Plus you get 500 roses. We're going to snag those out as well. Now I know if you're free to play, you probably don't have a lot of gems to throw around. If you are hard up for gems, I would say the best thing to shoot for is the orbs. 10 orbs is a very good deal. It's like 5,000 gems worth of Prophet Orbs for 2,000 gems. It's fantastic. They're the most useful resource in the game, in my opinion, especially for free-to-play players. Helps you kind of target a faction to build your units in, so really, really important. I would say that's the one to shoot for. Off of that, these kind of depend on if you really want to go for the bag points or if you just want to get something more useful like the scrolls. Down here, I'm going to go ahead and buy the Shia copy and the Fu. I'm not really building Shia, or I'm not dedicated to building Shia. I may build her later game. I don't know. We'll see what happens. I don't think I will. But I definitely need that Fu if I'm going for Aida, so we're going to go ahead and snag that out as well. Boom. Down to 10,000 gems, we're still doing okay. But there's the, I guess, the chest event kind of thing. So they kind of mixed Mysterious Chest with the item exchange week. So I wonder what I guess next week is already covered by this week. It makes sense. I guess it all pans out. I have no idea what's coming after this. Maybe orbs? Will it be orbs right after this? I don't know if I'm ready for orbs yet. Well, we'll see. Anyways, and this last little deal down here is going to be the more spender crap. I guess if you're free to play, you're not going to really care about this. But the prosperity card is a fantastic value. For $30, you get about 13,000 gems, which is great. 60 relics, which is pretty much any elite hero in a regular faction that you want, but also 88,000 gold times your level. For quick reference, here on the mini account at level 122, I'm getting like 10.7 million gold every single day. So it's like over 150 million gold over the course of 15 days. Not bad. Pair that with 13,000 gems. It's a fantastic offer. So I, of course, went ahead and bought it because I'm a dirty spender and I do that kind of stuff. Down here, you also get what is a really good deal. $5, pretty cheap. But for $5, you get like $40 worth of gems. That's what normally they would cost for 2,000. You usually get like, it's like 500 gems per $5. So yeah, not a bad deal at all. It's looking hot. You get 2 orbs as well, which isn't, it's never a bad deal. It's another 1,000 gems worth of stuff there. 14 heroic summons, which is nearly 2,000 gems worth of heroic scrolls, and 1,000 roses. So of course I bought that too because I'm a dirty spender, and it was a really good deal. And I was like, hey, when there's really good deals like that, I'm gonna snag them up. It's what I do. With that said, that's pretty much the event checked out. Let's go ahead and grab our loot because I don't want to forget about it. Look at that. We got some roses and some knots. 8 and 8. Give them to me. Give them to me, and that leads us to the new hero. Now, I'm not going to talk about all the heroes in the event because I've talked about them all before, and mainly this event is all about the new hero, of course. Look at that, look at that. Ooh, so close, baby. All I need is one more 6-star, and this dude is going at 2E3, and it's going to be great. Anyways, light heroes. The light heroes. I've got a decent amount of light heroes saved back in my bag, too, for upgrades, but any hoodles, boom. The new hero, Aida. Aida? Is it Aida? I don't know. For me, it's Aida because it starts with an A, and that's great. Spinning stuff. Any hoodles. This hero, kind of like Aspen, kind of like any new hero that gets launched, seems like she pushes the bounds of being really, 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 really strong. But of course, without having an E3 and being able to test it, I don't exactly know how well she's going to run. A couple of things that jump out at me straight away is she has a pretty high base attack stat, 29,000, and a pretty high base speed of 1,238. I mean, she's a pretty quick hero. She's likely going to go before a lot of damage-based heroes will run. How fast is Faithblade? 1232. Is she the fastest hero in the game now? I've got to look at things. 1218, 1232. Oh my god, she might be the new fastest hero in the game. Right? I feel like that's actually correct. I'm not going to stand by it. I might be wrong. There might be one other sneaky hero out there I've forgotten about. But that puts her, either way how you look at it, the very top echelon of speed. She's very, very quick, which means she goes very, very quick in a turn order, which is not bad, depending, of course, on how you build her. If you don't build her with speed, but you still go faster than any other unit that's not built with speed that's a damage dealer. So anyways, now, as always, caveat, the devs usually mess something up on new heroes in their description somewhere, so if something is not the way it sounds, that's the dev's fault. I'm just going to read it from my experience and what I would say it probably means. Doesn't mean I'm right. Any hoodles. Active skill. Deals 268% of her attack as armor-ignoring damage against 4 random enemies. That right there is already strong in a lot of cases. That's pretty heavy damage. 268% of attack is a hefty amount. It ignores all armor no matter who it hits, which is fantastic, but it's also going to inflict a balance mark on all enemies. Now, when the enemies have a balance mark, what it says is when they're casting active skills, they take 25% of their self-max HP. Now, this last part makes no sense. From do attackers? I don't understand what that means. I don't know why it's written there. It seems like a bad translation. Maybe I'm just stupid and don't know what it means. That's also possible. But what I would pick up from this, just reading it, is that when enemies have balance mark on them and they cast an active skill, they immediately get damaged for 25% of their max HP. This is obviously going to be a big counter to really tanky units. Case in point, Valkyrie. Thank God there's stuff that counters Valkyrie now. There's still a couple things out there, but they're not like really hard counters. This chick seems like she's pretty nasty about it. That damage is going to cap at 3,000% of her attack. It's not stackable, but that would be OP. If it was stackable, it would just be absolutely insane. It already seems really strong. But this doesn't just work against Valkyrie. This also looks like it's going to hit pretty hard against bosses, because you put a balance mark on a boss, they cast an active skill, they're going to get hit by a huge chunk of health because of Ida's, if you build Ida for attack at least, 3,000% of the attack is going to be pretty big. It's not bad. Not to mention, she has armor-ignoring burst damage. 268% of her attack is armor-ignoring damage to hit with anyways. It seems pretty tough. But anyways, that's just the active skill. The active skill already seems really, really strong and really good at countering really tanky units, which is good because the meta just recently got changed to have everything's kind of more tanky now. This is good. I like. Me gusta. Anyways, moving on to the first passive here. She gets a big boost to health. Holy damage, 100% boost. If you guys don't know what holy damage does, it's similar to armor break, is that armor does not affect it. It is affected by reduced damage still, but this affects your natural damage, your crit damage. I can't remember if it affects dot damage or not. It may. I can't honestly remember. Either way, she starts out with a 100% holy damage, which is insane. It's extra damage. It goes right through armor. It's pretty tough. 30% damage reduction, and obviously that huge speed boost that makes her insanely fast. Not bad. Damage reduction makes her just naturally kind of tanky. Move that over to this skill here, her next passive. Her normal attack is turned into dealing 120% of her attack as damage against the enemy with the highest health, deals an extra 20% of the enemy's max HP, capped by 1500% of Aida's attack, and recovers her own HP by 35% of all damage dealt in a round. Now, that's weirdly worded. I don't know if it's just she's going to recover for the amount of damage that she did to that unit with her basic attack, or if it actually waits till the end of the round and tallies up all the damage dealt and then heals her by 35% of it. If that's the case, she's going to be like unkillable. Like, it's going to be ridiculous. So I don't know how that's going to work out. Like I said, I don't know yet. It just seems really strong. And again, things are worded a little bit weird, so you never actually know what they mean until you build one. I don't have one to build yet. Hopefully that will change soon. But anyways, last passive here. Boop. Final verdict. This is worded again really weird. I don't understand what it means. When a round ends, deals 300% of enemies' attack damage against respective enemies. I don't know how that reads. Whether that means that every single enemy is going to get hit by 300% of their own attack against themselves, or really how that works, I don't really know. I can't be honest about it because I don't have one to test it. It seems a little bit weird. I don't know if it means that it's supposed to deal 300% of Ida's attack instead. I don't know. I admit, I don't know. But it also is going to reduce all enemies' heal effect received by 10%, which kind of counters Belrain's heal buff a little bit. But she also is going to heal herself by 15% of her max HP. This seems tough. Like, this one is right up there, in my opinion, with Aspen and Valkyrie when they launched. They're just right out the gate god tier heroes. That's how it looks to me. I would say there's no doubt in my mind that she's going to be a top tier unit for both PvE and probably, definitely PvP. But even when it comes to boss damage, it seems like she has a decent skill kit for it. Armor ignoring damage, percent-based health damage on the basic attack as well. Huge amounts of healing, what it seems like she just keeps topping off. And she's got huge holy damage and 30% reduced damage naturally. So she's going to be pretty tanky, kind of hard to kill with all the heals that she gets, but she's also going to be dealing massive amounts of damage to really high health units. So Valkyries are going to get really punished, I think, by Aida. That's what it seems like, because her health is high, but it's not going to be the highest health on your team, or probably even close to it, depending on how you build her, I guess. But that means that Valkyrie's big burn damage likely won't land on her, which means she'll probably stay alive for a good amount of time. Plenty of time to land some of these on those Valkyries and really chip away at that max health. And since Valkyries have like 10 million plus health in battle, I mean, you're looking at a lot of that. I mean, you're looking at 2.5 million damage with her active skill just on the proc from the balance mark, not counting the actual damage dealt by her active skill. Her basic attacks damage will also do 20% of their max HP, capped by 50% of her attack, obviously, as well. But she seems like a fantastic unit. And I know there's a lot of free-to-plays out there saying, well, of course she is. She's a light hero. I never be able to build her. Honestly, that's probably true. It's easier now, at least, to build light and dark heroes than it was before, but it's still far from easy. And as free-to-play, it's incredibly difficult. But with that said, for people that are going to spend and get her, I feel like she's going to make her way into every single meta team. That's just the way I see it. And the meta's going to have to shift to either counter her or new units will have to come out that are just better, because she seems like tippy top. Good stuff. All around unit. Like I said, even when it comes like the Aspen Dungeon, with the amount of heals that she gets, just at the end of each round, she gives a huge health buff. Plus, she's going to have resilience at E3 if you run her that way. She's going to be hard to kill. I mean, she's going to work, I think, in pretty much, allegedly, I would say she'll be hard to kill. But she looks like she'll be like good everywhere. You know, you want to run her in boss fights, not going to hurt your team at all. You want to run her in PvP, not going to hurt your team at all. You want to run her in the Aspen Dungeon, she's going to poop on some people. I think she's going to be a fantastic unit. But like I said, she's new. Of course they're going to be fantastic. So that's just my initial assessment. I would say Aida's going to be just, I don't want to say OP, because I hate the word. It's overused. But I don't know. Like, I don't know yet, because I don't have one. But she's knocking on OP's door, and she's like, hey, I might want to come inside for a little bit. It could be what it's all about. But that is the new event. Everything I think we've covered, hopefully. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you liked the video, please make sure, smash that thumbs up button and show your support if you haven't already. Don't forget to subscribe as well and tell your friends about it, because that definitely helps me out a lot. And I will see you guys in the next one.